Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Sonic Adventure DX-ish. In the last part we started off Big the Cat's campaign, and now we're actually going to go finish it off. 2 parts, just like with Amy's. And towards the end of the last part I actually said, I believe, that I was going to go look at the footage to get a rough ratio, similarly to what I did in Amy's campaign, for how much of this campaign's actually cutscene versus not. With how I edited this LP, it's very close to actually being the exact same. It came out to 53% cutscene, I believe. The reason I say with how I edited it is because of the thing I did where I did a jump cut in Amy's campaign, but also with the speed up I did in Big's campaign last part when leaving the jungle area. Either way, that still means they are a lot closer than you'd think, but the gameplay in Big's campaign feels a lot shorter, if only because the stages are so short if you're very focused on Froggy.
Froggy? Uh-oh. No! Hold on there! Come back, please! Give me my friend back! I'm begging you, please! Froggy? This place doesn't look familiar to me at all. Smells like Froggy's around somewhere. Think I'll see what's behind this door.
And thus we can once again continue on into Big's next stage already. The fact that they either didn't throw him out of the egg carrier when he got on, or they just didn't register him as enough of a threat or at all to really throw him out is kind of funny to me, though. It's kind of like that joke from the first Guardians of the Galaxy with Drax, but taken to its logical extreme. Before we head into Big's final level, though, we got one last power-up for him here, the final lure upgrade here in the cell 2 down from where Amy is held in her own campaign. So now we can move on to Hot Shelter, which, as I just said, is Big's final level. This is the main reason why I say it's not really worth complaining about this LP on the whole, because while it is a pace breaker, it's a pace breaker that only lasts an hour out of what is otherwise like probably on a first playthrough like a 10, 11, 12-hour game. So it's so small compared to everything else that it doesn't really feel worth complaining about. Hell, you could theoretically go beat this campaign several times in the time it takes to beat either Sonic, Tails, or Knuckles' campaign. There's something about that sounds kind of funny to me. For now, though, time for one of the funnier moments in the campaign to me. A time where they actually give Big speed shoes so he can actually run and jump a little fast. Thinking about it, though, I'm actually not certain how speed shoes technically work in this game behind the scenes. If they, like, cap out your speed or acceleration at max from the start or something like that. I'm going to need to do some research into that for the second pass of editing.
Ah, there's Froggy. Looks like he needs my help.
Doesn't really look like he does, actually. He looks like he's having a plenty fine time in the aquarium up here. Either way, press the button in the middle of the room. As with some other campaigns, the water will then flood, and you can begin your fishing. Worth noting, I actually do like some of the models for the other fish a good bit. I especially think the shark ones that are present in this level are kind of cute. Honestly, thinking about it, I'm kind of surprised. To my knowledge, I don't think they ever put out a plush of Froggy in specific, when honestly, his character model in this game specifically looks more like a plush than most other Sonic character models do, even when turned into plushes. Something kind of funny about that to me. Mind you, at the same time, I don't think they've really made a lot of plushes outside of the main cast period. Like, I don't even think there's that many for the Chows themselves, funnily enough. And that's Big's final stage over and done with already. It's about as uneventful as the rest of them at the end of the day, but hey, we're almost through the campaign. Just a couple more cutscenes and a final boss to go, and yes, I said that correctly.
Yes! We're together again at last, huh? Huh? That's strange. Where am I? Froggy?
Oh, strange red fairy of the plot. I understand you're bringing a lot of these characters in to show them these things for a reason. Why specifically did you bring Big into here, besides the fact maybe he was just around? Maybe not the best choice of people to tell these things.
Is it alright for me to be here? So do you trust me? So these are the 7 emeralds. Could it be? The servers are the 7 Chaos Emeralds, unified by one that is the controller. The 7 Chaos... the controller itself. Could this be the emerald that controls the 7 Chaos?
Froggy? I don't like the looks of this place. If something happens now, there's no point to my rescuing you. I don't know who would bother to save us both. We better get going, buddy!
Emergency alert has been cancelled. Resuming monorail operations.
Time to get the hell off this egg carrier once again. Only this time we can actually use the monorail. This thing I think we've technically been able to use in some of the other campaigns, but just step on one of these buttons and a train comes out and you can ride it out to the surface of the egg carrier. That's not quite the right word. Exterior of the egg carrier. Without having to use the elevator that is in the middle of the hall that looks like Eggman's Egg-O-Matic. Afterwards, we can just jump up here, and we're heading off towards Endgame. Oh, hey, the Tornado 2's there. But in specific, if we turn the camera around, if I can, in specific. Hi, Chaos 4. How are you doing? I sense plot.
So, I see you're trying to escape. I'm right on time. Chaos, grab him! Get that frog! And don't forget the Chaos Emerald! All right, and now for the frog. The frog is possessed by your tail. Once you get your tail, you'll be complete and ultra strong.
Unbelievable! Look what happened! Chaos has transformed again!
Huh?
Uh-oh. Gotta go!
Froggy? I'll save you! Don't worry, Pally!
So, he's your friend, eh? No sweat! I'll get him back. Watch me.
Careful, Froggy. Don't worry. We'll get you back.
Funnily enough, Chaos 6 isn't just Knuckles' final boss, he's also Biggs. It's not much of a boss fight, there's just a targeting reticle on Froggy in Chaos 6, and you need to land a shot on him with your lure, and then you automatically win. It's very quick, but the fact he has a boss fight to me is just incredibly funny. It kind of reminds me of certain boss fights from Spider-Man 2 and Arkham Origins. If you know, you know.
Hooray! Froggy! I won't let them take you away again.
Go on and get out of here. I'll do the rest.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Come, little buddy. Time to get a move on. Huh? What? Hey, maybe we could use this. But I don't know the first thing about it. Oh well, I'll give it a try anyway.
God, that ending cutscene is so laughably silly in a way that I completely enjoy. As per usual, before we get into my thoughts on the campaign, though, let's talk about Big's main theme. This is Lazy Days, Living in Paradise, composed and arranged by Jun Senoi, written by him and Fumie Kumutami, Takahiro Fugata, once again, doing lyrics translation, and it's sung by Ted Poley, who is not only the performer for this, he's also the performer for Escape from the City from Sonic Adventure 2, We Can from Sonic Heroes, and Race to Win from Sonic Rivals 2. He himself is the vocalist of Danger Danger, as well as on the prog rock band Prophet for a little bit back during the 80s. I really like this song, as silly as its lyrics can get. It's once again a case where I just really like the guitars. If there's anything Jun Senoi really knows how to do, it's some really goddamn good guitar work. So, Big's campaign. I feel like I've kind of gotten my thoughts pretty clear on this throughout the LP up to this point. It's a pace breaker, and it's definitely very off-putting, but it's so short compared to the other campaigns that any complaints I have about it feel like they just get nullified because you're in and out of the campaign overall just so quickly. I'm not opposed to them doing something like this as a mini-game, or just having a character who's intentionally a little slower paced than other characters. I just don't think this was the way to do it, especially if they wanted to have it be a main story requirement. I do think people overreact about how bad and tedious this particular playthrough is, because even on a first playthrough, it's not too long. People often say it's like one of the worst things the franchise ever did. And yes, while it might technically be on that list, it is so many entries above what is the actual worst things this franchise has done that it's not really worth putting in the same conversation as them in my eyes. Plus, I think it's worth it entirely for the atmosphere Big the Cat got as a character from the fan base moving forward, where you get a lot of funny memes out of it, but also you just get some genuinely funny comics and fan interactions where they're just imagining him in other situations. There's some fun stuff that's come out from this character. So ultimately, I think he's balanced out as the series has gone. With that, though, we are getting into what I think is the highlight of the latter half of the main campaigns. As while Amy and Big just feel like they're kind of there in a lot of regards, or are tedious, or just less interesting in some cases, Gamba's campaign, even with its own shortcomings, I think is at least the most interesting narrative that any of the actual campaigns have. As for why, we'll obviously see when we get to it next part, but it's why I always do Big and Amy first, as it allows me to end the main 6 on a higher note. Even if it's technically, like, faster to maybe do this one last in some regards. I do have to wonder, though, with the fishing minigame that's in Frontiers, I can't help but wonder if that's them preparing some way to figure out how to make Big work nowadays in a way that's maybe either a minigame, or just have the fishing be a side thing he does in his campaign for a potential remake. If they just make him an outright, like, platforming campaign, I'm very curious what they could do with that, unless they maybe use some visibilities from Heroes. In which case, they can maybe make some things work with that, with some sort of bounciness to him. Either way, with that, I'm going to need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in Part 18, we're starting off the final of the main 6 campaigns with Gamma. See you guys then.